Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here today because we're going to talk about a question that looks very simple but actually opens the door to so many stories, so many conversations, and even opportunities. The question is, tell me about yourself. Now, maybe you heard this question before, maybe in school, maybe at work, maybe even when you met someone new. And usually, when people hear it, they freeze for a second. They think, okay, what do I say? Should I just give my name? Should I explain my life story? Should I talk about my hobbies, my dreams, or my family? That's why I want to spend time today just having a natural conversation with you about this question. I'll give you examples and I'll ask you questions too. And sometimes I'll even answer the same question in different ways. So you can see how flexible it really is. And don't worry, if I use a difficult word, I'll stop for a moment and explain it in simple in English. So let's get started. Why is tell me about yourself so important? Well, because it's universal. People can ask you this anywhere. Imagine three situations. You're at a cafe meeting someone for the first time. They smile and say, so tell me about yourself. Or you're in a job interview and the interviewer leans forward and says, tell me about yourself. You're traveling abroad sitting next to someone on a train and they usually ask, tell me about yourself. Same question, but three totally different situations. And your answer changes each time. Starting simple. Let's begin with the simplest version. If someone asks me, tell me about yourself, I could say, my name is Ela, I'm 21 years old and I live in Istanbul. That's correct. It's short, clear, and safe. But it's also a little boring, isn't it? The other person can't learn much about me. So let's add more. My name is Ela, I'm 21 years old and I live in Istanbul. And I really enjoy reading books and dancing in my free time. Better what? Now the person knows my hobbies, not just my name and age. But we can make it even more natural. Well, my name is Ela, I'm 21 years old and I live in Istanbul, which is such a lively and colorful city. I'd say I'm someone who finds joy in small things. I love reading, I dance whenever I have the chance, and music is a big part of my daily life. Even when I'm doing something boring like cleaning or taking a shower, I play music to make it fun. I also have two cats, Luna and Mila, and they always keep me entertained. Now, this sounds like a real conversation. You don't just give facts, you show your personality. Asking you back. Let me ask you, if I said to you right now, tell me about yourself, what would you say first? Would you start with your name, or maybe you talk about your hobbies or your job? There is no single correct answer, but that's the beauty of this question. Different styles of answering. Let me show you three different ways to answer the same question. Casual style. Sure, I'm Ela. I'm from Istanbul. I love exploring my city, reading whenever I get the chance, and honestly, dancing is my favorite way to relax. And I have two cats. They're basically part of my family. Personal style. Well, if I describe myself, I'd say I'm someone who enjoys colors, even though black is my favorite. I'm definitely a bookworm. That means I read a lot of books and I enjoy it. I don't cook very much, but I really love eating, especially desserts. Family is also important to me. I live with my sisters and I spend a lot of time with my younger one before she goes to school. Future focused style. Okay, about myself, I'm 21, I live in Istanbul, and right now my main focus is learning English because my dream is to become a flight attendant. I want to travel the world, meet people from all different cultures, and make passengers feel safe and comfortable. So everything I do now, like studying, practicing, even watching English videos, is connected to that goal. See, same question, three totally different answers. Storytelling makes it stronger. Now, let me tell you a little story about myself because stories always make introductions more powerful. So, as I mentioned, my name is Ela, I'm 21 and I live in Istanbul. In high school, I studied health sciences and I trained as an assistant nurse. At first, I thought that was my path, but over time, I realized it wasn't really for me. I finished my program, but my heart wasn't in it. Later, I discovered aviation. The idea of working on airplanes, meeting passengers from around the world, and traveling excited me so much. That's why I decided to study in a cabin crew program at university. And I graduated as a top student in my class, which was honestly a proud moment for me. After graduating, I worked for over a year as a sales consultant. That experience was so valuable because it taught me how to communicate with all kinds of people, how to solve problems quickly, and how to stay calm in stressful situations. Now, my biggest focus is improving my English. Every day I read, listen, practice speaking because I know language is the key. My ambition is to work as a flight attendant for an international airline, like Turkish Airlines or Emirates, and travel the world. See, that's still answering. Tell me about yourself, but in the form of a story. So short, medium, and long answers. Let's play a game. Imagine you're in the three situations. Situation 1. You only have 3 seconds. I'm Mela, I'm 21, from Istanbul. Situation 2. You have 30 seconds. My name is Ella, I'm 21 years old, from Istanbul. I studied cabin crew at university and graduated top of my class. I love dancing, reading, and spending time with my cats. Right now, I'm learning English because my dream is to become a flight attendant. Situation 3. You have 3 minutes. Well, to tell you about myself, my name is Zila and I'm 21 years old. I'm from Istanbul, a city that I love because it's so lively and diverse. In high school, I studied health sciences and became an assistant nurse, but later I realized that my passion was somewhere else. That's why I studied cabin crew in university and I graduated as a top student. After that, I worked as a sales consultant for about a year and a half, which really improved my communication and customer service skills. In my free time, I enjoy reading books. I would definitely call myself a bookworm. And dancing, which gives me energy and joy. Music is also important to me. I listen to even during simple daily things like cleaning or showering. At home, I live with my sisters and I spend time with my younger sister before she goes to school. And of course, I can't forget about my cats, Luna and Mila, who bring fun and chaos in my home. Right now, my main focus is studying English because my goal is to work as a flight attendant for an international airline to travel, meet people from around the world, and use my skills to provide excellent service. Notice how the same question can fit into different time frames. Turning it back. Another trick. After you answer, ask the person too. For example, I'm Mela, I live in Istanbul, I love reading and dancing. What about you? What do you enjoy doing in your free time? That way the conversation feels more natural. Practice questions. Now let me ask you some quick questions and I'll give different answers too. What are your hobbies? I really enjoy reading books, especially novels with romantic stories. My favorite hobby is dancing because it makes me feel alive. Honestly, I don't cook much, but I enjoy eating, especially desserts. How would you describe yourself in 3 words? Positive, curious, and hardworking. 2. Energetic, detail oriented, and reliable. 3. Open minded, friendly, and ambitious. What are your goals? My short term goal is to improve my English to a professional level. My long term goal is to work as a flight attendant and travel the world. 2. My goal is to build a career when I can connect with people and provide excellent service. 3. For now, my goal is to learn every day, even from small experiences, because I believe growth is a process. So, wrapping up, as you can see, tell me about yourself is not one answer, it's many possible answers. Sometimes short, sometimes long, sometimes about the past, sometimes about the future. You can choose depending on the situation. the most important thing is don't just list facts like a robot. Show your personality, add a little story, share a dream, and remember the way you speak about yourself shows people who you are even more than the details. So, don't panic, just smile and think about what's important in that moment. And ends for Nasha. Thank you so much for watching. See you next video.